Hey y'all, this is Craig. I'm sorry for the late response, but I'm here now to show you how to make ground cover. Like I done previously in my layout I spoke about. And here's everything that you're gonna need. Well, which I use. A coffee grinder, a blender, 2 different bowls, aluminum foil, a 50-50 mix of glue, 50 water, 50 glue, your choice of color of paint, scissors, and some cheap styrofoam. When I mean cheap, you can buy this stuff out of Walmart for $3 to $4 for a huge pack. So from that, we're gonna get on and show you how all this happens. All right, everybody. First thing that you need to do is take and cut your styrofoam. Just take it, make nice little cuts, and just make them about yay big. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you and show you the whole thing, but just cut enough of them. Now that everything's in the blender, when it comes to water, how much water do you want to add? I found best that I add about half as much water, half to 3/4 as much water as there is foam into the blender. And at this point, you just take it, power it on, and with this, you're gonna have to go through different settings. I also do speed, chop, and pulse. And at the end of this, I'll show you what we have. Now that we're done, what you're looking for is something like this consistency. It's just a bunch of chopped foam, a little coarse looking. But what I'm gonna do from this after I drain it, I'm gonna show you how I put it into my coffee grinder and make it even finer. This is where the need for the 2 bowls come in. In the first bowl, you can see where I have what I drained off. It doesn't have to be completely, but once I take and put it in the coffee grinder, it's gonna fluff up and then you're gonna wind up how much more you have in the other. Just take, put some in, shut it, mix it up a few times, and what you got left is a lot finer than what you started out with. I'm just going to take and continue this on, and then I'll show you how we go about mixing. Now that we got everything all chopped up, we're going to take and mix your glue and your specific paint color, whichever you choose, to make your ground color. Now when I do this, it's not a science. I just take some glue, put a decent amount in there, looks nice, looks good, okay. The reason for the glue is going to hold everything together. So you take your glue, and your paint, just add some to it. Like I said, there's no exact science. And what you do is you take and you mix these together. Just take it, take your finger. Yes, you're gonna get dirty, it's all right. Take your finger, mix them together. And what you come up with is a green glue. From there, you just take some foam, you add it to it, like so. Then you just mix it around. And as you mix, you'll start to see that some of it's starting to change. You still have some white, don't worry about it. Just keep mixing. And you'll notice, there it is. You take this out, you set this on the foil that's behind, swish it out a little bit, and you let it dry. Let it sit overnight, and it'll be ready to work with in the morning. After you do the different colors that you want, I'll show you from this point how to make the actual match. In the wonderful world of technology, I was able to do some beforehand. I was about to say magic, but no. What you can see, I've done a red, an umber color, and a basic green. From this point, what you're going to wind up doing is taking a piece of heavy-duty non-stick aluminum foil and fold it into a little square. What I forgot to mention was, need to get some cooking spray. It doesn't matter what type. Buy it out at the dollar store, the cheapest thing you can find, and you actually coat the whole bottom, maybe some of the sides of it. From this point, you go back to your 50-50 glue mixture and cover the entire bottom. When I mean entire everything, just let it. You're gonna use a lot of it. Don't sweat it. Cover up everything for the whole bottom of the tray. Just imagine like you were a little kid again and you're making a mud pie. Be generous with it. Try to cover up all the metal on the bottom. Because what's going to happen is the spray is going to keep it from sticking when it's time for it to be removed. At this point, you just choose whichever colors you want to go with and how you want them to sit in the pan. And when you put them in, push them down into the glue. And now you can start to see how you can get your basic shapes from the grass mat. Choose how you want it to set in there. Like I said, you can have it any way you want it. This is your layout. Doesn't matter what somebody else thinks, what somebody else wants. It's what you want and what you think and how you want it. And then, once you got everything packed in nice and tight, just take and come back again across the top and spread some glue across the top of it. And there you go. What you can do is you can take and just let this sit and dry on its own, like overnight. Or you can do what I done. I take and put mine in the oven for 350 degrees for 30 minutes. If y'all do that, please get your wife's permission first. After that's done, this is what comes out. All you have to do at this point, just peel away the sides and start to peel away. And out of this comes one real nice grass mat. The good thing about this is it will form to any shape or size. Okay? And then all you need is a hot glue gun and you can set it in place. So you want to use some, you just tear off what you need, what you don't, and you're good to go. So with that, there's a little trick that I'm going to, not trick, but there's a little something I'm going to show y'all. So what do you do with all the extra that's left over? I'm going to show you in a second. You know how I told you I had that coffee grinder? So if you got some pieces that are left over and you don't know what to do with, just take them, set them in the coffee grinder. This even work with a blender. Shut it. And now you got foliage to make trees. You can make trees, bushes, or whatever. What I do is I keep it, put it in a container, and I use it for further decorating. And now with that, you can see how I was able to take and do all my sidings on the mountains. This is one of the easiest and fastest ways I found to actually do grass cover. And with always, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. And please let me know how you feel.